At the 11 forward position, Blake Griffin. At center, Andre Drummond. The head coach of the 2K19 is Pistons. Standing 6'9", number 14. Standing 6'9", number 0. The head coach of the home team is promoted. Ladies and gentlemen, your Los Angeles Lakers!
It's the Pistons, and they're doing business on the road. It's an interconference NBA matchup. And here it comes, the NBA on 2K Sports. Joined by Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan. In the last meeting for these two teams, the Lakers came away with the win against the Detroit Pistons.
In the previous meeting was a win for them and a huge day for the bench. The reserves really stepped it up with their scoring.
Getting good production from the reserves on a daily basis is a key ingredient to any team's success.
Well, Steve, you can see it. Some players starting to feel the fatigue of a long season. How much you think is from the travel aspect of being a player in the NBA?
Kevin, I think it's a lot about the travel. To travel is a grind, and I think being able to sleep on planes, that is an art. I couldn't do that, and I think that's where guys are trying to find different ways where they're comfortable getting a lot of rest on planes, but you got to find a way once you get to that city to, I guess, have some discipline where you can stay in, not go out to dinners, and spend a lot of time using that time to recover.
And now the opening lineup for Detroit. The athletic front pair is Griffin and Drummond. Brown out there with Reggie Jackson. And it's Bullock in at the 3.
That's the leadership they're looking for from Jackson. Staying patient, surveying the court, locates the open man.
Kuzma against Griffin. Clock at 6. Kuzma kicks to Hart. And the pass to Ingram. No good on the 3. Ball against Jackson. Down low. Here's Griffin. Shoots over Kuzma. And that one hits back iron. First quarter, about a minute and a half in. McGee with no one around. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Now, here's Bullock. Tight defense on him. Pass to Griffin. Nice ball movement by Detroit. And Drummond throws it down.
I'm not sure how you defend that. Drummond with an overwhelming advantage in both size and athleticism.
Kuzma passes to McGee. Here's Hart, defended by Drummond. Here's Kuzma. And again, the Lakers no good. For Detroit, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game.
Andre Drummond, a prototype athlete at the center position. He checks every box. Leaping ability, lateral mobility, you name it.
Yeah, how about the vision there by Ball, showing the unselfishness, just being a willing passer.
And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for Detroit. Over ball. The putback. Here's Drummond. Draws contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line. And the Pistons making a change here. Kennard's checked in. Detroit shooting their first free throw of the evening. Andre Drummond in his mid-20s. He's led the league in rebounding 3 consecutive seasons. And Greg, last season was his best one yet.
Really, I think, established himself as a franchise player for the Pistons. They'll go as far as he can take them. At the same time, though, I think the acquisition of Blake Griffin will only help to mature his game.
Now, here's Kuzma. In the game against Detroit, very impressive. Sinks that one from the post.
He's looking confident right from the opening tip.
Well, for Detroit, their last game a loss to Sacramento. Jackson kicks to Griffin. And Andre Drummond, the bucket on the assist by Griffin. 9 points for Drummond.
Andre Drummond absorbs a ton of hits, has the strength to finish through contact.
And defensively, this is a nightmare. He's already on a roll.
Well, obviously, this was the strategy coming in. Feed him the rock and let him go to work.
Now here's Jackson. No points in the game yet for him. And Griffin, here we go.
When Blake sees a lane to the basket, it looks like his eyes lights up and he attacks.
Inside, Kuzma. Makes it off the glass.
Uh-oh, starting out in rhythm. That's 4 out of 5 he's hit, and we're only in quarter number 1.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, Dwayne Casey gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. He said defensively they have to slow down the pace. He said there's too much speed on the other side and they can't get into a run-and-gun game. We'll see who wins out in that style of play battle, Kevin.
All right, David, thanks. And the Lakers with possession here after the miss from Andre Drummond. They get the rebound. McGee, the pass to Kuzma. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Really left alone that time. Jackson's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
That quick burst off the pick allows Jackson to separate and get the look he wants.
Stolen by Jackson. Bullock kicks to Jackson. And the dunk by Jackson.
And a lot to like about that play, particularly how it ends.
Yeah, at the rack. That's what you want in transition, a high percentage look.
Gotta respect how quickly ball gets to the rack. I mean, if you give him the lane to the rim, he is going to exploit it quickly.
Andre Drummond has been on display for Detroit. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And guys, looking at what you've seen so far from the Pistons, what do you think?
Well, what's that saying, guys? Sharing is caring. Just terrific ball movement here in that first quarter.
What they did, they left their egos in the locker room. It's a very all-for-one, one-for-all mentality.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. Taking a look at the Lakers. Inside, we've got Kuzma and McGee. Lonzo Ball out there with Hart, and it's Ingram in at the 3 spot. The jump hook, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. You know, Steve, in the NBA, you know exactly how much your peers are making. Do contract numbers ever bring out animosity between players?
Yes, they do, Kevin. I mean,
really?
When you look at some guys, you see those guys starting to say, I'm putting up better stats than him, but he's making more money. And then it becomes the elephant in the room when the guys start to talk about it. They start not passing to each other. Yes, guys do know exactly what other players make, and sometimes there can become some animosity between the two.
Oh, that's something. Pistons leading by 3. Galloway finds Johnson. A shot by Griffin. Nobody around. Off target from outside. And 2 Kuzma slams it in.
Man, he sure can get off the floor.
He one of the best in the business, absolutely. Here's Kennard. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Pass to Galloway. Baseline J on the way. Jump shot is good that time.
A good mid-range shooter. Galloway just taking what the defense allows.
The shot's good from Kuzma.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
To the middle, and Griffin slams it in.
This is a guy who knows how to orchestrate an offense. Terrific lead pass.
Ingram against Johnson. Ingram kicks to Kuzma. Pass the ball. 5 on the clock. Over Johnson. Kuzma can't get it to go.
That's just two tough competitors meeting right at the rim. Someone, in my opinion, had to lose.
It's tipped, and they get it back. Back to Griffin. Fires from deep. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
You know, he had a hot start to this game. He's only gotten hotter. We'll see if the defense makes an adjustment.
Timeout called the Lakers. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game, and that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Pistons leading by 6. Steve, the Pistons still one of the better defensive teams in the NBA, but wouldn't you say there is still room for improvement there?
Yeah, I think so, especially since Drummond is so young. He's the key, though. Also, Blake Griffin makes them a better rebounding team.
Here's Galloway. Off target from three-point range. In the corner, it's Ingram. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. And the Lakers call time here. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
And no doubt in my mind, the overriding factor in that game was their huge edge on the backboard.
When you look at the stats, they just really set out to control the edge on the glass, and they did just that.
Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Johnson. Here's Ingram, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
Gotta see Ingram get going down low. Just another dimension of his game that he continues to develop.
Kuzma pulls it in.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
And also protecting the rim at all costs. I love the anticipation to affect the shot. I mean, defensively, you have to close out harder than that.
Galloway kicks to Bullock. Back to Galloway. McGee against Drummond. And Drummond throws it down.
And some hang time on the rim. Puts a little cherry on the top of that slam.
Well, those kind of displays of strength can get one team rolling. Kuzma with it, and Griffin picks him up defensively. Ball's knocked loose. Here's Ball, and it's Griffin with the rebound.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Pistons leading by 3. Galloway kicks to Bullock. The dish now to Griffin. Shoots over Kuzma. Score the basket. It's number 6 for him this game. 6 for 9, 67% shooting.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
It's amazing. He is on fire here in the second period after going scoreless in the first.
The pass to Griffin. Lays it up off the glass. Griffin's got 11 points in the quarter.
You know, it's not just the power of Griffin, it's the skill set. Reliable inside.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Pistons ahead. They're up by 5. We're going to step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the 3rd quarter after our halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back. To you, some incredible work in this one by Blake Griffin. He ended up with 15 points, 2 assists, and 3 rebounds. He's clearly shaken off his mediocre performance from their last game as he has been dominant in the first half tonight. Kenny, what's your take on Detroit so far?
Well, Blake Griffin is beasting in the first half. He fought through some injuries the past few seasons, but he can still carry you offensively. Whatever he may lost in athleticism, he's made up for it in skill development and greater understanding of the game.
Shaq, your take on the Lakers.
Whatever their game plan was defensively coming in, that needs to change. Can't let a team shoot for a percentage in the high 50s and expect to come out on top. It's on the coaches and the players to adjust.
And that'll do it for us. The 3rd quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side.
My brother.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. You look at Blake Griffin in this game, he's been everywhere.
And he's been a monster in this game, throwing down some huge dunks. And I wasn't sure the rim would even survive in that first half.
And I can't wait to see what he has in store during this second half. Some of those jams were downright absurd.
On the court for the Pistons, the big men are Griffin and Drummond. On out there with Jackson, and it's Bullock in at the 3 slot. Drummond up top, guarded by McGee. Drummond passes to Griffin. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
He's been this way all evening. You can see it in Griffin's eyes. He has scoring on his mind.
And Smitty, Blake Griffin last season acquired by Detroit at mid-year. How do you like the fit for him with the Pistons?
You know, they needed a playmaker and a shot creator. Also gives them some star power. Putting fans in the seats, that matters.
Here's Kuzma. Here's McGee. Rebound, Detroit.
In over his head on the layup attempt there. Too much defensive pressure.
Here's Brown, outside for Griffin. The shot's good, Brown making the play. And now a 9-point Piston lead.
Great play calling, execution, 3 for 3 to start the half.
Ball, the pass to McGee. Got it, good job in the low post.
You got to give a ton of credit to the screener. That play easily opened up the easy layup for his teammate.
Pass to Griffin, back to Jackson. To the paint. He's looking for Drummond and finds him. Hammers the alley-oop through.
So gifted. Drummond soars through the air, then explodes on the finish.
And that unleashed chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Haddock, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. Passes it to Kuzma. Over Griffin. That one's in there. The Detroit lead is cut down now to just 7 on the bucket from Kuzma.
Yeah, the onslaught continues. He's been unstoppable now for a couple of nights.
The momentum is building, scoring in a bunch of ways. That's why his number keeps getting called.
And it goes down 2 points. And that's 21 points for Blake Griffin.
And really the story of the half, one team shooting it lights out, the other, the lights are just out.
You know what? It's 2 competing philosophies. One team playing it close to the vest, the other fast and loose.
Stanley Johnson, he's checked in for the Pistons. Ball kicks to Kuzma. Shoots over Griffin. It'll go, and the Detroit lead is cut to just 7 points in the basket from Kuzma. We know players love offensive play. We know fans love offensive play. But, Smitty, do you think we should care more as fans and players about what players do on the defensive end?
Well, I think so, Kevin, but I think it's the history of sports, and especially our game in basketball, just the players that lead the league in scoring. They get all the credit and all the endorsements. Guys who play defense, we'll pick out one or two, but we don't go overboard when we see guys that are defensively good. We don't talk enough about the defensive side and the impact these individuals have.
And fans appreciate good defense, don't they? Fans like good defense.
Yeah, they do, especially the fans that understand that you need defense to win championships.
The Pistons shooting their second and third shots at the line right here.
And when you look at that free throw percentage on the season, they're right around 73%.
And not too long ago, Reggie Jackson signed a 5-year, $80 million deal. A lot of pressure on him to earn that money.
Luke Kennard, he's checked in for Reggie Bullock.
Because he's inconsistent from range, the defense dares him to take that shot. Bad gamble there.
That's going to be over and back, not watching for the line that time. Ball against Jackson. Takes the three. Yep, it goes. And the Piston lead is cut down to just 3 in the basket from Ball.
Yeah, that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
There's 48 seconds left in the third quarter. 6 on the shot clock. And it's Drummond missing.
And a little frustration now, missing on the catch and flush.
You know, because it's all about timing, just unable to connect. One of those plays you really want that.
And that one is good. And now just a 1-point Piston lead.
And so far in the second half, this has been a different kind of game than what we saw early on.
In this half, a more entertaining one. The pace is picked up, tougher defense, better ball movement.
Jackson kicks to Griffin. And the shot goes in. Griffin's got 8 here in the quarter.
Strong move by Blake. As a defender, you just throw your hands up and say, he was better than me on that play.
And as we finish the third quarter, it's still close. Both teams trading baskets. Pistons lead by 3. Live from the Staples Center, you're watching 2K Sports. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Fundamental basketball. Keep your eyes up. Keep the ball moving. You're going to keep the defense on its heels.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Ingram and Kuzma filling up the 3 and the 4. All out there with Hart. And it's McGee in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's who's in the game for the Lakers.
That's what Griffin is known for best. His unreal vertical, which allows him to go over defenders.
Lakers trail by 5. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession. And for the Pistons, they're shooting so well, the offensive execution has been brilliant. 66% from the field. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
Lakers ball.
Pass to Hart. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Kuzma kicks the ball. Off target from 3-point range. Pistons leading by 5. The pass to Kennard. Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. Clock at 6. Outside Griffin. Tipped away. It's off his leg. And they're saying he kicked the ball. Johnson outside. 6 on the shot clock. Shoots over Ingram. Again, the Pistons score.
And defensively, neither side able to get many stops.
Well, this is when you need them. late in the game. It's not all about scoring.
Dishes it to McGee. Pass to Hart. He kicks the ball. The 9-foot shot. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. Kuzma's got 24.
And he has the chops for this, raising the intensity when it matters most.
You see why his number's being called dangerous score down the stretch.
Now here's Griffin. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
When you think of low post scorers, you got to put Griffin down there. Yes, he likes to face up, but with his back to the basket, he's pretty good as well as drawing fouls.
Detroit making a switch here. Bullock's checked in. He's off on the second. Lakers trail by 6. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Got it. Good job in the low post. Kuzma's got 12 points in just the second half.
And I hate to be critical, but it's as if there has been zero effort given on the defensive end.
I totally agree with that, partner. Both teams have shown a complete lack of fight on the defensive end.
Bullock dishes to Griffin. Kicks to Galloway. Detroit needs to get off a shot. A putback. It's good on the putback. And the Pistons lead by 6.
And this is how Pachulia gets a lot of his points. Crashing the glass.
And Kuzma slams it in.
An aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. Pistons have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. Passes to Galloway. 1:41 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Inside. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Great look by Blake Griffin. When your foreman has that ability to pass the basketball, it's a major advantage.
Pass to Kuzma. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. He hits the first one, and that brings them within 5. A different look here for Detroit. Drummond comes in for Jaja Pachulia. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Langston Galloway.
He thrives in these big moments. He's always ready to help put the game away.
Here's Griffin. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time. Jackson's got his 4th assist in this one. The pass to Hart. Kuzma with it. 1:07 left in the fourth quarter. And the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. Jackson kicks to Griffin, and Griffin slams it in.
The playmaking of Reggie, a work in progress, but looking good right there.
And for the Lakers, they're shooting 65%. An outstanding offensive display from them. Here's Kuzma. Los Angeles keeping it alive. Fresh 24. Ball with the bucket.
And how about the confidence with which Ball plays? I mean, he just seems so much more comfortable taking and making those big shots. This guy is a flat-out winner.
Now, here's Bullock. He's covered by Ingram. Jackson, that's a 2-pointer. And Detroit again with the bucket.
Full speed ahead. I mean, they have been in control since the opening tip, and that may have sealed the deal.
Yes, and you're watching. Even this late in the game, they're still making plays. You got to love watching it.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Money! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
And no doubt the release point is a bit unorthodox in terms of Ball's shooting technique, but man, can he slingshot it home from deep.
At the line of the Pistons, Reggie Jackson.
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. He's able to hit the second one, and that increases their lead to 6. And the Lakers call time here. They're down by 6. 12 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what do you think?
And I'm not sure the 2-point bucket does much here. I think they got to go for 3.
They need to work on getting a clean, quality look from the perimeter here. That should be their focus.
And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Blake Griffin.
And it's been a ridiculous performance in the best sense possible. I mean, everything about his game has been working. And no matter what they've thrown at him, he's had the answer.
Second one is good, hitting both at the line, and it's an 8-point game. Los Angeles calls timeout. They're trailing by 8. 7 seconds left in the fourth. Guys, what's your take?
And this is what happens when you dig yourself a hole. It's hard to climb out of.
You know, this part of the game, focus on good execution. The rest will take care of itself.
Ball no good. And so the Pistons take the win. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Blake, very strong game offensively. What gave you the confidence to take over?
I'm just putting in the work, and my teammates, honestly, believing in me and telling me to be confident at the end of the game. So I owe a lot to them. They came up with big plays. Just everybody working together.
Very good win for you tonight, Blake. Congrats. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.